Hello, this is Casting Cues and I'm Courtenay Taylor and I'm here with casting director Kim Hardin, who is probably best known for her work casting features like Too Fast, Too Furious and the Sundance hit Hustle and Flow. Kim, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So we've been chatting a little bit about your first casting gig, and I know that you were raised in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so how did you end up coming to Los Angeles?
You know, I knew from being in high school, being involved in some theater, that I was interested in the entertainment industry. I participated in a couple of plays and hated that feeling of being on stage. You know, that feeling you get in the gut of your stomach that most actors actually love. It gives them that drive and energy. I was mortified by it. But my last year, our drama instructor really liked the involvement I was kind of doing behind the scenes. And so my senior year, I was like production coordinator for the school play. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. So I thought, well, you know, I'm better fit behind the scenes, not in front of the scenes. So while I was going to school, in the evenings, I was working during the day at a radio station. I had started a club at school, this film club, and I invited this producer to come out and speak to myself and the students. And afterwards, he asked me what I wanted to do. And I told him I thought I wanted to be a production, manager for projects. And he said, you strike me more as a casting director. And I said, well, what's a casting director? What do they do? And he told me. And I started paying more attention to that when I watched movies. I mean, I kind of did it a little bit already, but then I really started researching it. And I started noticing a lot of the same casting directors had done some of the films that I liked. Ended up landing a job at a talent agency and worked with them for about 4 years, and they were trying to groom me to be an agent, something I could never do. So one day I just quit there. And I called a fellow casting director. 2 weeks later, she told me about a job. Another casting director was looking for an assistant for a commercial. That was Jackie Brown, Carmen. A couple of weeks later, she got offered I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. And she teamed up with another casting director, and they asked me to be their assistant, and that was my first movie.
Nice first movie.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I knew Keenan actually. This is before he was actually in comedy really strong. He used to date a friend of mine. So I kind of already had a pre-existing, relationship, so that made it even more fun for me. Mm-hmm. So it was good. It was a great first experience.
You really have transitioned quite a few people from modeling and music.
I've launched a couple people from the music world, and
just a few.
Yeah, there's a few. They do music, but they aspire to do more. And sometimes that transition is easy for some people and some it isn't.
What sorts of things can you advise them to do to make that transition that you were talking about smoother into getting into on-camera acting?
I think the key is finding a comfortability. There's an inner comfortability that I think that it definitely shines when you come into the room. And it's the difference between being comfortable and confident with yourself without having the ego. Mm-hmm. And that, I think, is one of the first things. Never feel as though you've got it all and you know it all, because it's a constant growth. Staying in class and exercising, that art form is something that I think that actors will continue for the rest of their life if they're in this business. I mean, some of your greatest actresses, definitely even including like a Meryl Streep, in preparing for a role, will work with a coach and, perfect her accent or dialect or whatever that character is for that particular part. Mm-hmm. You never stop growing as an actor. Because it's life-changing. You're actually using your body and your feelings and emotions, and that changes mm-hmm. as life changes, mm-hmm. as you get older. So you have to learn how to tap into that stuff and turn it on and turn it off, because we get hooked into life, and that can change the dynamics of how you deliver.
Mm-hmm. That wraps it up for another segment of Casting Cues. I'm Courtenay Taylor. Thanks so much for joining us.